All right. Welcome. It is time as we dive further into Velikan clans as we have Robin back here. Even though she wasn't gone, but it's fine. She just wasn't here 2 seconds ago. So, as we go through Velikan clans last time, they went into the depths of Stetherhager, the Lost Anvil itself, where, or the Anvil Burrow rather, where they have delved deep, going past skulls, marking warnings for coming here for treasure. And they said, screw you, warnings, as they kept on going further, attacked by cold fire, running forward past various rooms, attracting enemies and triggering traps, all the fun things of true dungeoneering. Our brave Vikings, nevertheless, through grit and violence, have come out on top. Now find themselves having just survived the attack of 4 swords animated with flame upon their person, now stand within a room. This very room here, having a dragon scale the size of a tower shield, suspended, rotating slowly in a column of silvery blue light, with the Valikan runes that read, Gegazal, Scourge of the North, regrets litter. She regrets meeting Ingvar. And with that, we will begin. So, my dear friends, what would you like to do?
Are these weapons still usable?
Indeed. Possibly usable, but possibly with a little bit of repair might be able to be good.
Awesome. I'm gonna take them. There's 4 of them, right? My
Yes.
memory serves.
Indeed. And does anyone have smithing tools?
No.
Okay.
But we have a smith back home.
Bjork, doing okay?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there. Thanks to asphalt.
Got stabbed quite a few times, so just wanted to make sure.
Well, sometimes it's the first person in the room that gets it.
It seems to be the case of every room we've gone into at this point, that they're the first person to get it.
Yeah, very true. But can't let that stop us.
No.
So, does somebody else want to be first in the next room, or should I go?
I'm a little beat up myself. Otherwise, I'd volunteer as tribute.
Well, I could check for traps, but it seems that no matter whether I check them or not, there's going to be one.
So we just assume
I'll go first.
Oh, asphalt.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I got this.
It's leading from the front, asphalt.
How beat up does asphalt look?
Not.
Okay.
Okay, Asphalt's going to lead.
I'll be right behind her, though.
Okay. Sounds good. And of course, in this dungeon delve, as it were, as someone enters, everyone is entering together, just for simplistic things. So, with that, Asphalt and Bjorg up front. You move forward, and you find yourself.
Can I
What?
do something?
Yes.
Okay, I take out I have a stone and I speak some sort of dwarvish word and it's gonna start glowing and floating around. This is the Fei thing that I got. So it means it watches for danger from all directions. I have advantage on initiative and +5 to my passive perception.
Nice. Using your Fei. And so you immediately enter this strange 360 vision among yourself as you begin to see in all the directions. So you can see everyone out back. Any disapproving looks anybody has at Asphalt. Gotta have this very strange sense as you push open these double doors. And go down you see stairs in stone that lead down. As you go down 30 feet, they begin to turn to the right and then go further down 70 feet before come to another double metal door. Do you continue?
I want to check for traps.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Where's my mouse?
Can I
Oh.
assist her?
Yeah, I can have advantage there.
Okay. Two 12s. 14.
Okay. You look carefully. Nothing appears to be trapped.
Are there any words on the door?
No.
Do I sense any movement inside with my tremor sense? 30 feet.
Tremor sense. No.
Okay. I nod at Bjorg and I move like I'm going to open the door. And I will open the door unless she
Yeah.
stops me.
Like,
Nope.
huh? Okay.
I got your back.
Okay.
You open the doors. And there is another 30 feet of stairs that end in another double steel door.
Okay. The steps look the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Bjorg.
We got this, Asphalt.
Well, do you think the
Sound-
steps could be booby trapped?
They could. Would you like me to check?
Yeah, okay, you do that.
Okay.
Let me help you.
All right.
Could also just be reinforcement to keep whatever's beyond the next set of doors from going further.
I got a 13. I rolled a 6 and a 3.
You don't see any traps.
I don't see anything.
Okay.
Would you like
Well,
me
you're
to go
really
first?
thorough.
Really good
I
at
got this. Yeah.
Okay. I got your back.
Okay. I go boldly to the next set of doors.
Okay. And standing at the center of this massive circular stone room is the bronze likeness of a broad and sturdy dwarf, resplendent in thick armor and a horned helm. In its enclosed hands rests a beautiful warhammer, almost prismatic in the light. There are chests of gold and treasure scattered at the edges of the room. 2 ghastly shadows float by this metallic coffin, wreathed in absorbed cold fire. The air around them burns with fire and death as they turn to see you enter.
Gulp.
You hear leave. We were destroyed by Ingvar's creations, and we are here to take what is ours.
What if we split it 50-50?
Ah, they scream, roll initiative.
Oy.
I was also gonna say, you guys. So you know how they said, by the sight of Yngvar's fallen foes, tread with respect. To rob the anvil barrow is to bite the hammer's blow. What if you think the statue's gonna come to life?
Well,
I've had enough of that.
The thought did occur to me. I was going to wait for the surprise to see if it happens.
yeah, the negotiations were short.
Yeah.
But efficient.
Okay, so that was weird. But okay, so it looks like I have to manually input. Asphalt, you got 16,
Yeah.
and then Bjorg.
24.
All right. Then Griff.
I think I rolled 10.
Okay.
Just
Yeah,
kind of vanished.
it got a little weird in this thing.
Yeah,
Hist. 15. And then Korgana.
14.
All right. Orin.
17.
Okay. And then Tiny Tusk.
24.
Perfect. In addition, y'all can pull up the maps.
Yay! Uh-oh. Where am I? Oh, there I am.
Oh, it even shows us our turn order now.
It does.
So on your character page up at the top, it should have like short. Are you on computer, Donald? So there's short rest, long rest, campaign, a play button, and then like a box. You're gonna hit the play button, and it's gonna open up a new screen, and it'll be the map.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm trying to figure this whole thing out. It's the first time I'm actually trying to use it in the combat options here. So give me a sec. I think I still might have to mess with things, which is fine. Yeah, because it doesn't show that. That's fine. I can do it from here without too much of a problem. Alrighty, in that case, we will start. If anyone would like to share their thing, they can. I'll have it up for everybody.
Yeah, well, give me just a second.
But again, in itself, you can go ahead and see your turn order and all those fun things. So, All right, so then starting us off here, we've got Bjorg.
So
You're muted.
Sorry, I'm moving up to Wraith B, and I am going to spend 2 maneuver points and do Blade of Obscuring Shadow on my short sword. And what that does is envelops my weapon with writhing shadows, ready to blind my foes. So I'm going to attack it, and if I attack it, it's going to have to make if I hit it, it's going to have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, nice.
So 17.
17 does hit.
All right. So that is 6 points of damage, and it needs to make a Constitution saving throw. Not sure what the DC is though.
Probably, maybe your intelligence if you're a rogue.
Is this rogue or
Rogue.
8 plus proficiency plus dex modifier for your marshals?
So 8 plus proficiency is 3, 11 plus my dex. So 15.
Okay, so con save against 15.
Yeah.
20.
Oh, darn. Okay. And as part of that action, I'm going to also attempt to hit it with using the nicked feature with my dagger
Nice.
for a 22.
That hits.
And that will be an additional 5 points of damage.
Okay. And so this was all regular damage?
Yes.
Okay. So you do see this ghostly form is resistant to your blows.
Right, which I knew was probably going to happen, but I can only work with what I got,
You're good.
and that'll be my turn.
Okay. In that case, Tiny Tusk.
Okay. Tiny is going to. Let's see here. Where am I? Here I am. Okay. I'm going to take my longbow. And I'm going to fire at the. Whoop, I don't have a ping, but Wraith B. So I will fire at Wraith B. Bonus action, rather, before that, I'm going to Hunter's Mark. And now I will fire with my longbow.
Sorry, Bjorg, standing where you are, the fire from the Wraith burns you for 8 cold damage.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. So I will shoot. 12.
That will miss. Passes directly through their body.
All right. I will go ahead and shoot again. 24.
That hits.
So that'll be a couple of things. 5 piercing, 3 force, and it will be slowed by 10 feet until my next turn.
You got it.
And as my movement, I'm going to back myself into this little corner here.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Got it. Orin.
We got a question. Have we been in here for more than an hour, Matt?
Total, yeah.
Okay, cool. Then Tiny Tusk's magic weapon stuff would have worn off. Okay. So Since we rolled initiative, I've activated my stance that lets me add my charisma bonus to my armor class. That doesn't take an action. For bonus action, I'm going to spend 2 maneuver points and activate Elemental Gift. And I'm going to give all the allies within 15 feet of me bonus 1d8 fire damage to their weapon attacks. And then I am going to, as my action, cast Mind Sliver at Wraith A.
Okay.
I need an intelligence 16 save.
That will be 21.
Okay, makes a save.
Anything else?
And that'll end my turn.
Got it. Case asphalt.
Okay. I am going to bonus action Shillelagh, and I'm gonna start making my way. I'm gonna come in front of Orin. Hello? Can I move myself? No. There we go. And I'm going to open my mouth and exhale. And I need a dex save. DC 14 on Wraith A.
Got it. So that is 13.
Will it take all 3 fire damage?
Okay. Very good. However, they are vulnerable to it as it interacts with the cold fire.
Aha! That's it for me right now.
Okay. Perfect. And let me see here. Good. So then we'll go to Hist.
I'm reloading my character sheet because it looked like I had too many spell slots. Yeah. I have a lot less available. I am going to use Scorching Ray, firing 2 of the rays at the one asphalt just attacked and 1 at the other.
2 at the one asphalt attacked.
Yes.
You got it.
For the one on the 2 on the first one is a 25 and a 21 to hit.
That hits.
That'll be a total of 18 fire damage.
Woo!
All right, so that'll double for 36.
And then the last ray going at the other guy will be a 23 to hit.
Yes.
Only 3 fire damage.
All right, doubling for 6. All right, the first one by asphalt's looking not great.
I am gonna back away behind the people. Like behind our people.
Got it. You're like, nope, 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 nope. Korgana.
Seeing Bjorg get burnt and striking it, Korgana will just sigh and come up behind Wraith B. And her blade starts shimmering in sort of silverish energy. I'm going to use 4 maneuver points to use where is it called? Bloodthirsty Strike. Do I get advantage for flanking in this regard?
Yes.
Okay. So it will. My regular weapon will be doing radiant damage, but the Bloodthirsty Strike will be doing necrotic.
Okay.
So that'll be 26 to hit.
That hits.
All right. So radiant is going to be 13 radiant.
Okay. It does go through and char away at some of its form.
And then 16 necrotic, which I'm assuming is going to be halved.
It does nothing.
Oh, okay. Well then, I guess then I won't be healing off of that. Alrighty then. How much do I get burned for instead?
Yeah, at the end of your turn, you're going to get burned for a whole 1
Okay.
code, and this code does bypass all resistances.
And then as a bonus action, I will convert spell slot for 2 maneuver points.
Okay. Perfect. All right, then we've got Wraith A over here. We'll fly. Yeah, we'll go 10, 15, 20 to flank Kurgana. And reaches out. Oof. For 16 to hit.
I will shield that.
Okay. Okay. Wraith B will hit Kurgana as well.
Yup.
Or try to. And let's see here. So that we can get here. That is 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. That is 12 cold damage.
All right. I will spend those wonderful 2 maneuver points to go ahead and gain 12 temporary hit points.
Nice. All right. I do need a con save.
I thought you might need one of those. 15?
15 passes. Very good.
That was 12, you said, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we'll go to the next in the line here. Griff.
Okie dokie, I'm moving forward a bit. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, I'm well within. Alright, and then I'm going to mutter my holy word to Wraith A. No, that was so close to being a 17.
Ooh.
10.
That misses. Just gets out of the way.
I'm going to use Healing Word on Corgana. You had 10 hit points back.
Much appreciated. As that heal from the one maneuver didn't happen at all. So thank you.
And that's my turn.
You got it. Goes back up to Bjorg.
Okay. Going to spend 2 maneuver points again to try Blade of Obscuring Shadow. Oops. And swing at it with my short sword. And since Korgana is flanking, I get advantage.
Yeah.
So that will be 21 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so that will be 6 points of damage plus sneak attack for an additional 13 points of damage. I know it will all be halved. And then using the nicked feature, swinging at it with my dagger. Whoops. For a 22 to hit.
22 hits.
For an additional 3 points of damage. And that will be my turn.
Tiny Tusk.
Tiny will shoot Griff. No, Tiny is going to move into a better position here. Let's see. She can go. What's S5 out of curiosity?
Nothing.
Okay.
It's the room number.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know if I was going to run into something.
Nope.
All right, so
Good
I'm going to
question.
go 5, 10. Yeah, right. Wait, hold on. Before I do this, this giant statue is probably pretty big, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go this way. 10, 15,
There
20.
you
And I will go ahead and I'm going to shoot longbow at Wraith B. So she just loads up her arrow and whips it off. That's a 17.
That hits.
All right, so that will be a total of it's gonna be 11 piercing and 4 force, and movement is reduced by 10 until the start of my next turn. I'm now going to take aim at Wraith A.
Uh-huh.
Jackie,
Oh,
you have a D8 fire damage from my.
oh, I'm sorry. Let me get that.
No, that's
going.
right.
So that's 7 fire damage on top of that.
Nice. So 14.
Oh, nice.
Not bad.
All right, now I'm going to shoot at Wraith A.
All right.
Wraith A. 18 to hit.
That hits.
All right. That will be a total of that's 12 piercing and 7 fire, and their movement is reduced by 10 as well until the start of my next turn. And with my last 5 feet here, I'm just going to move over here, and that'll be my turn.
Got it. So 14 fire. Very good. Oops, my bad. And then we'll go ahead to Orin.
So I am going to twin spell Chromatic Orb at Wraith A and Wraith B.
Got
23 to hit.
that hits.
I roll for both attacks.
I think you would roll for both attacks since they're both going to different
Okay.
creatures.
And a 25 to hit.
25. Yeah, it's going to hit.
$11 fire damage.
Nice. We'll do that to both.
Damage twice.
It's up to you.
We'll just leave it at 1 damage.
Okay. All right. So that's 22 to each of them. They're looking dimmer.
I will just shift over here.
Oh,
And that'll end my turn.
then, Bjorg, I'm sorry for forgetting again, because you get some cold damage here. From the end of your turn.
Right, and I forgot that Wraith B needed to make a con save.
Perfect. So that's 5 cold. That is 9.
So it failed. It is blind until the end of its next turn.
Ooh,
If they can be
nice.
blind.
It can be. So it's Orange turn, and we go to Asphalt.
Okay. These are floating? Or are they
Yeah.
walking? Okay. Then never mind. I'm going to come
Your brother.
here. And I am going to... Well, I guess I'll hit Wraith B then, because Wraith B just became blind, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so on Wraith B, I'm going to swing my big rock on a stick, and I'm going to hit him. Is this an advantage because of blind?
Yes.
Okay. A 22 to hit.
That hits.
That is 10 magical bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
Orin, does this still have your thingy?
Unfortunately, that ended at the end of my turn.
Okay, great.
It's like
Bonus
a one
action.
round thing. It's so lame.
I mean, it was sick when it happened.
Yeah, I know. I was
Bonus
just like,
action.
oh, it's longer.
I swing it around and hit again.
Nice.
For 21.
That hits.
And another 7 magical bludgeoning.
How do you want to send it to the great beyond?
Oh, amazing. Let's see. It almost becomes solid and corporeal, as if it became first stone and then just dissolved into sand.
Nice. Very cool. And anything else?
Not for me, no.
All right, that's then there. You were taking 9 cold damage.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Then we'll do Ist.
All right. I will. I'm just gonna cast Magic Missile at first level at
Nice.
the remaining guy. For dice out. 4 damage per missile.
So that's 12 total?
Yes.
All right. Barrett, they berate him, tearing apart his ethereal form, still barely hanging on to the side of the veil.
And that'll be it.
Okay. And Corgana.
Great sword still holding on to its silvery radiance. I will attack it for a 23
That hits.
for 10 radiant damage.
All right. So with 10 radiant, how do you want to kill it?
Just gonna cut it into 2 curtain cloths that are parting down the middle.
Nice. All right. Very good.
What
And-
sort of cold damage do I take?
No, none.
Oh, okay.
Because it's destroyed. It's being near them at the end of your turn is what the trouble is here.
Okay.
So with that, That cuts in. And we will end our initiative. Now, as they fade away, you see the hands of Yingvar's likeness statue here open. And there, simply resting unsecured, is the hammer. Worm breath.
Are we being offered this hammer?
What did the poem say?
I mean, it wasn't that much of a poem, but it said that to rob the anvil barrow is to invite the hammer's blow.
Well, I guess, does that mean we have to rob this place to get it?
No, I think robbing this place means that we're gonna get smacked in the face with a hammer.
Yeah, it sounds more like karmic justice.
Oh.
No. You're reciting only a part of it. Tread with respect. Korgana looks up to the statue. Yingvar, or what remains of Yingvar, we are members of a newly formed clan, a clan new to these lands, and in trying times. We wish to grow and prosper, and do things differently than that have been done before by other tribes. But we have established many setbacks in these harsh climes. You helped the people of this land in the past. You helped them thrive. You helped them fend off the threats that were growing. May we use the offerings of your home to help this new tribe become stronger, survive the summer, and thrive through the next winter, so that we may grow and continue to protect these lands in your honor.
You say this, and it echoes through the long abandoned anvil and forge. What do you want to do?
Is there any sign, any further reaction?
There's not.
While you guys are doing this, I am going to spend 10 minutes to do a prayer of healing for Korgana, Bjorg, Orin, Hiss, and Tiny Tusk Asphalt. Which one of you is the lowest?
If you could divide me into 5 pieces, I have 4 of my pieces still.
I don't want to be divided like that, but I guess I'm close to half full.
All right, then you get the healing. Do 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 do.
Is that Griff's
Little
healing?
wisps. Yeah. Basically, Griff is just there, like muttering words, and Falcon, and wisps form, and they just like come and bloop you in the head.
Oh.
And you get, ooh, that's a lot. 21 healing.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, that's
With-
Spirit Guardians. I pressed the wrong
Oh.
button.
Oh, I was almost close to the back.
I mean, it's the same 3d8. So it's the same 3d8.
So you can keep the 21.
Yeah, you can keep it.
Nice.
Is it 21 healing. You also gain the benefits of a short rest.
Oh.
But I can't use it again on you guys until we long rest.
With Griff settling in from their prayer and feeling a little bit better, Corgana will approach the statue. And he'll take a small flask, some of his homemade hooch. How tall is it?
The statue itself is about 15 feet.
Oh, okay. There's no way I'm getting up there then. Okay.
But I mean, the hands and the hammer are lower, so it's more like 6-7
Sure.
feet. But, you know.
So Corgana will put the hooch in the other hand.
Right.
And then looking back at the others, reach for the hammer.
All right. Grab the hammer, both warm and cold at the same time. It has a little bit of a shine to it. It has like a pulse of prismatic color as you grab it and now have it in your hands.
And then just looking at it back and forth between its owner, partially out of concern that it's now going to punch me in the face. Thank you, Ingvar. Does it do anything else?
No, right now it just sits in your hands.
I will take a few steps back with it and just admire the craftsmanship.
All
What?
right.
What else is in this room specifically? Like, is there like trinkets?
There are
things?
chests of golden treasure scattered at the edges of the room.
Ooh.
And I described it the first time.
That's probably what we shouldn't take.
Look at the chests.
Yeah, but like
We need the gold for the wood.
the warning.
Oh,
Right.
Can you cast
But-
identify on the hammer?
But taking the hammer out of here could be construed as stealing.
It was
Taking-
offered.
Taking anything out of here.
Well,
I'll go up to Corgana and ask for. I'll be like, can I see that hammer for a second?
Be my guest.
I'll take it and cast identify.
Got it. It's now in loot.
Very cool. Chief Asphalt, do you think we should take the chests?
Asphalt has been standing next to the statue trying to copy its pose.
Quite menacing.
Oh, well, yeah, isn't that the whole reason why we came in here?
That's what I thought.
Can I go check those for traps?
Absolutely. Give me a perception check.
22.
22. Looking very carefully. You do not see any type of traps here.
I don't see any traps on them.
So,
Can I do an Arcana check for magical traps?
Could I guesstimate how much treasure there is?
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. 26.
26. There doesn't appear to be any magical enchantments on this treasure.
I think we're good.
Guesstimating, I'll tell you how much is here. Just looking, it is 20 platinum, 650 gold, and 200 silver.
How much lumber would that get us?
I'm calculating 1 sec.
Just watching Griff as their eyes bounce back and
Yeah.
forth, calculating.
You said 20 platinum, 600 gold, and how much silver?
200.
200.
20 platinum, 650 gold, 200 silver.
870-ish.
It's 820 gold pieces, so 820 pounds.
That's a lot.
870 gold.
70,
Yes.
870 gold?
870.
Yeah.
Oh, 650. I missed the 50 part.
There you
Matt, question in regards to that prayer of healing with the benefits of a short rest. Do I get to roll hit dice as part of that then?
go. Whose ability was that?
My prayer of healing. It says specifically you get gain the benefits of a short rest and also regain 2d8 hit points. Obviously, because I cast it at 3rd level, you get an additional 1d8.
Yeah, I would say you can roll hit dice. I think you can expend hit dice specifically. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, with that high perception check, though, Bjorg, you think that the statue is movable?
Oh, okay. I think that the statue is movable. Like maybe there's something underneath it.
Or
Wait.
maybe it moves and attacks.
Well, why don't we try pushing it?
Okay.
Corgana,
Who wants to help?
I'm sorry.
would you like to help me push this?
Oh, yes. I will help, but I am not the... I was always considered the runt of my raiding clans, as it were. I will
I'm sure
assist.
you'll do fine.
I will assist.
All right. So whoever would like to lead this, you could give me athletics with advantage.
Strength is my dump stat, yo. Not me.
Same.
I think Griffiths might be the strongest one out of...
Right.
22.
22, yeah. But say we don't have a big strength party. So you move it. Do. And you look below in the ground, and there is a large, cloudy blue sapphire.
Can I investigate that for any traps or...
Give me a perception check.
13.
13 looks good to go.
How far down is it?
Not far, just a few inches.
Okay. Being the rogue that I am, I'm gonna pick it up.
It's very pretty.
It is very pretty.
And pick it up, and as you lift it up, that's when you hear nothing because it's not trapped, and you and you have this. I tell you, it is worth 500 gold.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Or we could break it apart and use it to like decorate ourselves.
Would you rather ornamentation? You can explain to everybody else why we don't have a ship for the summer.
Well, we
Or-
definitely have enough money now to buy the lumber we need,
That's good.
but we have to actually go get it and like work for it. I don't know if we'll be able to get the next 1,000 pounds in the next few weeks, but we could certainly try.
Matt,
It'll
what'd you say
be
the statue was?
quite an effort.
What was the statue made out of? Bronze, you said?
I think bronze.
Yes, bronze. Said look it up.
How much is that worth?
I was going to ask the question. Does it even look like it could fit through the stairwell?
Let's see here. No, it would not fit through the stairwell.
Okay.
Well, we are in a forge. If we had anybody who was experienced with smithing, I know that you could make weapons out of bronze.
Yeah. You haven't actually seen an actual like forge in here. Just because it seemed to be more of a tomb and representation of them more than where they did their work.
Are there any skeletons in here?
There are not.
Do y'all want me to cast my spell to see if anything other than the things have been in here recently?
That would be wonderful, Tiny.
Excellent. And I'm gonna go sit down in the center of the room and start ritual casting clue.
Okay. You don't see any other indications. Looks like you see the. You have enough to think the beans you just killed are the beans you've been tracking.
Mhm.
Well,
Aside from what we just found under the statue, can I check for any other hidden doors or?
Oh, so you check thoroughly and you do not find anything.
Okay.
well,
So, if this was supposed to be a forge, where's the forge? Did we miss something in one of the other rooms?
Unless it's the part of the statue. Like I was gonna ask Asphalt if she recognizes the statue, if it's like a symbol of like a famous dwarf smith.
It's Ingvar.
Ingvar?
Yeah,
Right.
this is that is the context clues.
And I think this is a monument to after somebody has passed. I don't know if this was his forge.
I agree with Asphalt and their wisdom.
I feel like I had whispers from the great beyond that told us that.
Ghosts?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
I hope we don't see any.
I think we treat this with respect, and we take what we need, and we leave the other things behind as respect for what Ingvar accomplished. So we leave the cloaks of the werebears, and we count our blessings.
Leave the dragon scale.
Take what we need.
It's fine with me.
I agree.
Griff is over counting some gold out, so
Oren, is there anything else you want to do?
No, I'm just concerned that now that we've cleared out the way to get here, whatever we leave, including the scale, anybody will be able to access.
Oh.
So unless things reset themselves.
Well, we can set a trap at the entrance.
Hist, maybe you can do.
Oh, I got a better idea. If we don't want anybody to come in here, if Asphalt maybe agrees, that maybe she could bring the stone from the mountain to cover the doors.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
And then the doors will be hidden, and nobody will be able to find it.
That sounds like a good idea.
Does that work for you, Oren?
I think. Go ahead, Oren. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're gathering all the resources the tribe needs. So
Oh,
the gold is great. But again, it means we still have to find ore for weapons.
so are you saying then, on, if I'm hearing you correctly, that by leaving it here, you feel it would be disrespectful to possibly leave this open for people who would steal, versus being respectful and treating the materials we take from here and putting them to a use for people in need?
I guess I'm just concerned leaving that particular scale, considering who it's from, just unattended or unprotected. I guess is ultimately my biggest concern.
Okay. Well, how about we then treat it with respect and reverence and put it to good use, and we do so together, just in case something decides to get angry with us.
Yeah.
Well, and I do just want to. I mean, if Hist could, I don't know if Hist still can, but we can do to this place like we did to the lighthouse and just make it so that, like, if the chief or something wanted to come in, we could, like, password protect the door.
I can.
And then it wouldn't have to be our decision. We could ask Raffin.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I'm not entirely sure of what potential use the dragon scale could be or what threat it may present. Clearly, the cold fire is quite dangerous.
All right. So what would we like to do?
I think we're gonna take as much as we can carry and take it in the most respectful way possible.
Okay. So you grab the gold. What are you going to do with the scale?
How much does it weigh?
Not sure.
How big is it?
I would say, let's see here quickly. Peek. The scale itself is about 10 feet.
Oh, you said it was about the shape of a tower shield, right?
Yeah.
I could probably carry it. I might have to leave my shield, but
All right, and we're also taking the coats, right?
pelts.
There
Oh
were
yeah, the
coats.
pelts.
Pelts.
No, I mean, yes.
Okay. So as you reach, if you're reaching towards the scale, there's the it's floating in midair, and as you reach towards it, it comes up against a barrier for you.
What if we hold the hammer up next to it?
Hold the hammer, and I would see glowing, lighting up around it is a ring of 8 runes.
What do the runes say if they're decipherable?
More magic empowered rather than
Oh, okay.
those. If someone wants to study it, I'll allow an Arcana check.
Ooh, Arcana.
I could assist with that.
Hiss, do you want to do that?
Do you want to lead it,
Sorry,
Aiden? I think your
Rude, you did.
Arcana's higher than mine.
I lost my die. I'll use my computer. Wow, I rolled a 1 and a 2 for 9.
Oh, you don't know quite how to disable this.
Would you allow Asphalt to roll with her rune carving training?
Sure.
Okay.
There's an advantage in chat, just FYI.
Sure, yeah. I'll use that if you guys don't mind.
You just have to promise to roll well.
I got a 19, but if I can add proficiency, then it would be a 21. No,
Yeah,
22.
you would add proficiency here. So with 21, the DC was 20. So studying it very carefully, this seems to be made so that in order to disable it, you'd have to mar the southern sigil and the northwestern sigil simultaneously.
I think. I mean, well, if I'm getting this right, I think if we scratch this and carve down there at the same time, that might break this.
Bjorg and Tiny, you're both rather quick of hand in this regard, I would think.
What makes you say that?
You just move with a certain grace.
Really?
Yes, Tiny, do you... Yeah, really.
Okay, what do I need to do? Can I help Bjorg?
Yes, Tiny. So you go stand over there to where Asphalt pointed
Okay.
and have your dagger or sword ready.
Okay.
I'm going to stand over here at this one. And you see that rune that she's talking about?
Mm-hmm.
On the count of 3, we're going to scrape through them.
Oh.
Okay?
Can I reach it?
Yeah.
Okay, I just didn't know how high it was.
The
On the
runes
floor.
are on the floor.
Oh, they're on the floor. Okay. Sorry, I was picturing us looking up. Got it. All right.
You ready?
Yes, very ready. Yep.
Remember, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Scrape.
And the light flashes and the scale clatters to the ground.
Oh.
You're able to grab it.
Also, Matt, what is this salvage thing that I found?
For the those are for those 4 swords.
The 4 swords?
Yeah.
So all 4 swords are like part of one thing.
There's enough magic in the 4 of them to be forged into a +1 longsword. So again, remember all those things when if you're gathering things and trying to do different checks, remember just about everything you kill can be used to make something. You do have to acquire.
Okay, Griff, there you go.
Okay, how heavy is this thing?
I'll say you can carry it. It's fine.
Okay.
All right.
Do you need me to carry your shield till we get back?
All right. And then Tiny, you're collecting the pelts.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So you're grabbing that. As you grab the center one, something goes off and a dart flies right at you.
What? What? No, Matt. Why me? Why always me?
You're the one who talked about them doing it. And give me a dex saving throw.
Oh. Okay. 17.
17. You hit the ground, it just flies and strikes the wall.
Good job disarming that, Tiny. Did you not mean to do that?
I was dying because it's the one thing that Bjorg didn't check.
I have a question though. Can I
was
check?
like, because I'm checking this, never check the center mannequin.
I didn't. We all decided we were leaving them, so I didn't
know.
check any of
It
them.
just was really funny. It was just my own, like, with all the checks. And it was the big trap thing. I was like, oh no.
Can I check the dart to see what it was laced with?
I don't want to know.
There's poison in there.
Oh.
I lifted up. This is poison.
It was a poison dart.
Well done, Tiny. Well done.
Yeah.
So you do get, therefore, you have a Noroth's Werebearer pelt.
Ooh.
So that was a big thing there. I'll let you
Nice.
know that is a cloak of protection.
Ooh.
Nice.
I could have used that a second ago.
Maybe it worked because you had it.
Okay, so this is a bearskin cloak with the skull.
Oh, that's cool.
So this is like over the head, and it's gnarly looking.
It's so protecting because it's intimidating.
It looks really ridiculous on Tiny.
Well, shall we be off to return with all of this? As this is not going to be the easiest thing to move. We'll have to cord it up and travel with all of it.
Yeah. We got the chest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got Griff carrying the shield. I'm carrying a bunch of pelts.
I think the money's all kind of just split between us on what we could carry.
Oh,
We can always make a leader or stretcher like we did for Adriana's corpse and take it that way.
oh yeah.
This can also make a floating disc.
Yes, I can. I can carry.
Or
most-
that.
I'm new here, but it's very shocking to me that you all use magic so openly.
I don't have a lot of magic, but a little bit.
Does everyone trust you with it all?
Remember, everyone, Valican clans are very distrustful of magic users. So that was that's what the character's referring to.
From what I gather, our clan has sort of accepted it because of the fact that most of us have saved multiple lives with it. And all of that was during the height of winter, where we very much could have all just died.
Yeah. And plus, most of the stuff that I kind of picked up was from when I was working for the family I used to work for. I assisted in taking care of the animals.
It's good to know. Thank you for trusting me with that. Corgana will just simply start putting things where they need to be.
All right. And so you all want to just kind of cover the cave entrance here.
Oh yeah. That's
Okay.
the other thing we need to do.
I was just double checking, and you're able
Do
to
we
do
need
that.
to
So.
if we took everything out?
If you don't want to, that's fine. I was just.
Except for the statue.
Oh,
And the skulls.
yeah, I suppose maybe it's just safer, I guess. I could cover it. I bring the rocks down over the face.
Put a little marker on it so that you know where it is.
Ah.
That only
Okay.
you or us would know.
Okay, sure. I know something really exclusive and sneaky. And I arrange some of the rocks to have a big smiley face.
That's very sneaky asphalt.
Yeah, it blends in really nicely.
All right. Then with that, you're making your way back to Regval.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So, coming back, you are here. It took the week to travel, clear, and travel back. So, you now have week 12 and week 13 of spring to do things you'd want to do.
Boy.
I know somebody's been tracking it. Where do we stand on our required resources?
I'll say you no longer have things to do that would allow you to also have a week of downtime in addition. So just as like a thing.
Okay.
We still need weapons, but we have enough gold now to cover any of our lumber costs.
So do we need to go ahead and take care of the lumber, or does that count as downtime that we don't have?
So you take the week as downtime. So you still have the down. You have 2 weeks worth of downtime. You don't have something to do in addition. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, got it backwards.
Whereas
Okay.
you did a quest and like you also got to do a week of downtime.
All right.
Basically.
So yeah, should we maybe set up our lumber so that we can get it moving, so it's ready for us?
So my thought is we should at least try to do lumber one more time and at least try mining one more time. Because we need those things, right?
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
we do each one more time, we risk not completing either. I think we
Oh.
should do lumber, and if we don't finish it, finish lumber and at least finish something.
Like maybe the
Okay.
ships?
Yeah, exactly.
We have enough iron, like loose iron, for weapons. But we could use more iron in order to get the ships done. So I definitely think if we do lumber 1 week and then iron the next week, we'll at least have enough for some, like most of the ships. Like I don't think we'll be able to get all 2,000 lumber unless we do lumber both weeks. But either way, we're going to be missing out on something.
All right, so basically we're looking at weapons, lumber, and ships are necessities, right? So we're having to choose which ones we're going to focus on.
Yeah, well, we need the lumber for ships. Because again, we're not actually building the ships.
Right.
We're
We can
providing
say that for
supplies.
summer.
Yeah,
So it's lumber or basically is what we are at.
Yeah, and there is, so you do you know Grindel, so he's a tradesperson. If you had the gold, but you also need the gold potentially for your timber, so it is up to you. Or you could also, if you didn't want to try that, you could risk going into the woods you were banned from and leave the expedition there. These are choices. Risk reward, Viking. Valika!
I do think we have, like, despite the fact we have to pay for it, we have a better chance of getting more wood from what's his name's woods where we have to pay for it. Because we're already welcomed in there. Despite the fact we still have to go through checks, we're free to take as much as we need as long as we pay for it.
Just curious. Has anyone thought about stealing ships?
That would be part of a raid, no? Would that come in summer?
Well,
Yeah.
everyone's preparing for it in summer. If we start early. But it's just
Yeah,
a thought.
So the
problem is-
early as far as the game is set up.
Yeah, I
Am I
guess I
right in
was
that,
asking
Matt?
Matt.
So if you all wanted to, like, go as your team and try to do something insane, you're free. I would say you probably couldn't get Harafin is not going to do a raid this early, mostly because still the ice is the waters themselves are very dangerous. But if you wanted to get ships, sell them through dangerous icy waters, and do that, I would for sure DM that for you. But I'm just telling you, it is highly dangerous for reasons. But it's possible.
Okay, good to know. But
I think right now Robin's idea of doing the first week in lumber and then making the choice of what we're going to do the second week. Because if we don't have the lumber and we don't have the metal for the ships can't be built, right? Or we can't build as many ships.
Right, you get
Right.
better. You get additional ones than are normal.
So again, how much of each do we need? Julie, I think you were tracking it, weren't you?
And let me go back to the page.
We currently have 700 pounds of wood, and we need 2,000.
Mhm.
And we have 370 pounds of ore, and I think
Mhm.
we need 250 for the smith and 500 for the ships.
Reverse it.
I'm just
200 for the ships.
Oh,
500 for the smith.
smith. But either way, that's 750, and we only have 370.
I'm just curious with this new hammer if they think that if they were to use it or if one of you are a capable smith, perhaps they need less and are able to do more with the additional insights it provides.
Yes, we do have an option of trading weapons for the smith. It would be, instead of the 500 iron, it would be 250 weapons. But I don't know, since this one is super magical, mystical, wonderful, if it counts as more.
Well, I'm just wondering if he does better work with it if he needs as much materials.
Molly, how much gold did we get in total?
We got a total of 1,370 gold.
Oh, so for our budget for the timber, we need 1,700. I mean 1,300. So we only have 70 gold surplus to consider spending on maybe buying iron from Grinval, if we wanted to consider that as well.
So, I mean, I personally have 10 gold and 50 silver that I'd be willing to throw in. So far, I've not found a place to spend it.
I also have 5 gold.
I have none.
I have about 20.
So, question. Griff, do you have any side projects going on?
No.
Well, again, you seemed rather strong. Again, what if he left you with the hammer and the knowledge it imbues? Perhaps your aid will. I'm just trying to think of ways that we can put this hammer of a legendary smith to use. That we need perhaps less ore and can get more from that, and then would people, if we can do more with ore and make trade off of legendary crafted materials made of such, that we can then trade that for the other stuff that we need, as everyone needs weapons. Not everyone needs ships at the moment. Just thinking. Play to our strengths and all that.
I don't think it just gives me like knowledge of smith's tools though.
It gives you expertise while you're attuned to it.
You gain expertise in checks you make with smith's tools. I have any proficiency with smith's tools, period.
I think with this, based off of how I'm reading it, you just magically gain the proficiency with and expertise.
Yeah, this is what it looks like. But
okay,
Is that true, Matt?
yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Okay.
But we're talking about downtime activities, and those have to be completed as a group. So we
This is
can't
true.
have Molly doing one thing and the rest of us do something else. At least that's the way it's been up until this
The
point.
the two, yeah, the gathering ones. It is like the group doing it.
Matt, remind me how much wood we get if we buy it. How much it is.
1 gold per pound.
Yeah, and again you have to gather it. So you do the gathering check as normal.
Okay.
All right, so I just want to make sure 'cause a few of the things that were thrown out, I want to make sure that are correct. How much wood do you say you have right now?
700 pounds.
Okay, so you need 1,300 more pounds.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. That sounds about right. Alrighty, so help me. Let's just review. I want to make sure that we all are on the same page here, because just some stuff's not quite adding up. I just want to make sure we've done everything. So you did 2 treks into the woods for wood, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time we got 600 pounds. The second time we only got 100.
Yeah.
And we rolled real bad, so that's why.
Right.
And then we ended up going for to collect iron in one of the downtimes, and we only got 60.
60. Okay. And then how did we use the other downtimes?
We got troll kelp.
Wait, we actually did 2 times of gathering ore
Oh, we did, yeah.
after the 250. So we got 60 pounds each time. Thus, we have 370 pounds.
Yeah, that's
Correct.
Okay. So that's 4 of those treks. And then I know you went to the cave where you almost all got killed.
Yeah,
Yep.
so week 2. So what I have is we got 600 pounds of wood on week 1 downtime. Week 2, we secured the grotto under the lighthouse for storage. Week 3, we did 100 pounds of wood. Weeks 4 and 5, we trained the soldiers. Week 6, we found the mine and brought back the 250. Week 7, we mined for ore. Week 8, we mined for ore. Week 9, we explored new woods.
Okay, then we did this. Okay. Cool. So in that case, from what you've said, I think you actually have 4 weeks to process downtime. I think some of your quests we didn't do the downtime for.
Yeah, because I show we still have week 10 downtime to do, which is what I thought we were just doing.
Yeah, which you just did.
So yeah, week 10 was finding the
Yeah. So, okay.
arrow.
So you have week 11, 12, 13. And then from what you've said, one of the things I think we processed as one of your downtimes was a quest you would have gotten downtime with. So
I see.
you've got 4 total. And now we're good. So,
Okay.
because you literally
little
couldn't
bit-
have gotten some of these done otherwise. And so I was like, wait a minute. We did something. And I remember why, because the one time you did like 3 quests technically together, but for like the beat of the story, I let it go, but it messed up the calculations. So
Sounds about right.
of how the other things do it. So for the story, we did something. So for the anyway, bottom line, you have 4 downtime activities, 4 weeks of it.
So I feel more comfortable. I think we start the same way. I think we talk to the blacksmith about the hammer, and then we go for lumber.
Yeah.
Vote.
I agree.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So
Mhm.
talking to the blacksmith, he's very excited about the hammer. Because with this, I could forge great things. Given enough time, if you let me have it, I could even make you some extra sharp weapons for yourselves, as I'm working on everything else.
That's
And
fine
then
with me.
then I hand him the dragon scale. And I'm like, could you possibly make this into a slightly smaller shield?
I could. Yes. So let me see here real quick. The time on this. That would be okay. I gotta go back up here. So they've got the thing here. Perfect.
But I am also
Okay, so
forgiving the
yes.
hammer.
So given the hammer, yeah, you would be foregoing the hammer, and in 2 weeks he can get you a +1 shield out of that scale. That would be the only, like, he'd be working on the other, that only thing for your party that he could be working on as far as magical gear.
But if he doesn't do the shield, then we could all have +1 weapons.
No, for each item he needs 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So he can make +1 armor, +1 shields, +1 weapons. However, you have the ingredients for a +1 weapon. You have the scale for a shield. He would need 1,000 gold worth of material for armor.
Can these things be processed instead of for us? Could they go towards the Clan Ragval's stores of weapons and stuff? Or that's not how it works.
I would say, I mean, it depends on what you're doing. So I'm okay if you want to process some of the downtime, then decide if you want that to try to count towards things. Because possibly if you do the shield and these 4 things, that might be able to make up some of the difference here. But it depends. So.
Let's do some downtime first, then decide. Does that work for everybody?
I think so, because we know we're going to do lumber for one of the downtimes. We should at least start doing that.
Okay, so we'll go to that. Reminder, the way that you can divide this up is we'll do 2 rolls that have advantage. Well, 2 people can roll on each except for 1, which I'll let 3 of you roll on.
I want to be looking out for trouble.
Me too.
I guess we'll default leader. Chet. Again.
I want to do animal handling.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So this is how this works. Okay, so this is so let me show. So this is how it works in the Timberland. So Elvis's Timberland, you basically can go gather. You don't have to do the checks for it.
Huh.
However, you can only get 200 pounds. It is a sheltering wood that you do the checks, and if you score well enough, you can get up to 400 pounds.
Is that though Elven King just as out of my lack of knowledge?
I believe
that's-
so, yeah.
Realm of the Elves.
Okay. So we're
I
capped at
mean-
200 per week.
Or you could try to just abandon the lumber and go pure ore.
I don't think it's mechanically possible for if we can only do 200 at a time, we would only get to 1,200 timber, and we need 13.
That's why I was going to say let's attempt to piss off the Elves. It's the instant thought that came to my head. That's just my opinion.
Risk pissing off the elves.
I mean, they're already mad.
When needs
I
must.
mean, what's the first thing that happened? All that war?
When needs must. Is Corgana's opinion on it if you put that up
All right.
right?
So let's do a vote so we can make a decision. Is it the sheltering wood and risk elven interference?
I'm okay
Yes.
with that.
Yeah.
Matt, question.
Huh?
If we wanted to use the Grindelsons to trade for ore for us, does that take a certain amount of time?
Yeah. So that would probably take about 2 weeks. But what they would probably actually be able to do is get you the used weapons
Okay.
more than the ore. The ore would be problematic, but they could fulfill the weapon order.
Because we could then, since we're not spending any money on the timber anymore, we could just trade for our weapons. And that happens behind the scenes, and we can then do
Correct.
timber. That's my vote.
Yeah. That's a good call. Good idea, Robin.
I'm good with that.
Okay, so let me get you the price here for that. One sec. So do. Why is this so hard to look up? What the heck?
Because you're feeling pressured, because you need the answer right now. That always makes things happen in a way that is not convenient for you when you want the answer right this second.
So true.
Stupid anxiety. Makes you think that everybody's judging you and saying terrible things in their head.
Okay. So, yeah, I'll go with that then. Okay, so each weapon here would be 5 gold.
Easy. We need 248. Okay, that's 1,240 gold,
Okay,
which we have.
okay. So you give him this gold. This order is being made. You got it. So now, while that's happening, let's do the. So we'll go. Okay, so first thing we'll need, and this is your 3rd expedition, right? So into the woods.
Yeah.
All right, so we would need. We've got the lookout, right? And then we've got my animal handlers.
Which is probably Griff and Tiny.
That good for everybody. Tiny, if you're talking, I'm not hearing you.
Oh no, she was just kind of listening.
Okay. So
She abstained.
Okay. So Griffin Tiny is animal handling. And then there is the lead, the charisma checks.
I think that's Orin and I.
Okay.
Hist, where do you want to help?
Yeah, Hist, you choose one.
I'll help him with the looking out.
Okay. Very good. So first things first, we'll do the charisma checks to lead effectively the group.
I have a question.
I've got a 20.
Could I use one of my spells to help them? It's it's enhance ability essentially, or would that go against me doing?
Yeah, I would say no, because you're not really you're doing your other thing.
Okay,
And
just
this is also the course of a week, not like an hour.
So I
Just
do have a
checking.
question, Matt. I have inspiring leader as a feat, and while that gives mechanical implements in regards to short rests and things of that nature, would that be applicable in this regard?
I'll let you take advantage for it.
Okay.
Nice.
Uh, 15.
Okay, so we go with the 20. All right. Now we'll go to the handling the pack animals.
I'm gonna use my recap as to roll with advantage.
Dang, Jonathan isn't here to make fun of.
A dirty 20.
Woo!
Tiny?
What did she roll?
Animal handling?
No, I mean, what was the roll?
A dirty 20.
Oh, okay. I won't worry about this one. 18.
Okay. All right. All right, so yeah, both of those aren't great, but we will go to the third one for the perception checks.
20 isn't great.
20's
Ah!
good, just not great.
Natural 1.
9.
17.
17 and 9.
Yes.
Okay, in that case, you're only able to get 200 pounds of timber.
Yeah.
So that only gets you to 57.
For mechanic purposes, Tiny just looks really distracted on this submission.
So
You
this
said 200?
week, 200 pounds.
Sorry, Matt. Thank you.
All right. Then what do we want to do next?
We need 400 more pounds.
And what remains in the treasury?
Nothing, I think.
I think we saved money by buying. We bought weapons, but I don't know how much that cost us.
We have 130 gold left.
Okay. I just wanted to see how far off the mark we were. And still too much.
Wait, and also, don't we need a 1,100 gold timber still?
No.
We needed 2,000, and we had 700.
Oh, sorry, you're right. 11.
Oh,
Now we
okay.
have 900.
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. You're right.
Okay, go.
I guess it's back to the woods we go. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see another way to make that happen without.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just it's gonna be great.
All right. So I think before we do that, let's go ahead and take our break, and we will come back.
Oh yeah.
Matt's like, I'm gonna prep a combat map just in case.
Alrighty. Sorry about it saying 4 there. I don't know what I was doing. But I was like, what in the world? But I'm glad I got the minutes right, because that's what kind of mattered. Let's figure it out. So, very cool. All right. So anything, because I'm okay with RP or anything anybody feels like they need to do before second week of gathering.
Orin,
Yes.
I'm not trying to question the decisions or anything. I'm just curious. Why are we trying to make the elves mad at us?
I mean, the goal is not necessarily to make the elves mad at us, but we have a greater chance of getting what our plan needs by going this route.
Okay, all right. It's just, you know, they think I killed their leader and everything, and I'm a little worried.
I understand why you would be hesitant, and you do know that despite what they think, we know you did not kill their leader.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But do you know that you did not kill their leader?
Well, I mean, my hands did, but I guess I technically, well, I mean, technically I did, but not spiritually.
Our body is a vessel that our spirit drives. You were not in control, therefore you did not do it. Because you would not have willingly done it if you were given a choice, correct?
Well, of course not. But you know, with the elves being not so happy about, you know, I just you know, I mean, I'm not questioning or anything. I'm
Oh, I
following in
understand.
line. I'm 100% on board. Yeah.
Not to be rude, but I really don't care what the elves think. But I need to know that you understand that you bear no responsibility for what happened. None of that was your fault.
Well, I did let it possess me, though.
No, you didn't. Did you know that you were talking to a spirit?
No.
Did you know spirits could possess you?
Well, that I did know. Well, at least I've heard stories.
Yeah. And most people who it happens to don't willingly let it happen.
Do you think Griff's wife ever possesses him?
That is an interesting situation. One I've often wondered about, especially after, you know, reading she got said that we should let the wildfire or the old fire free. That was a little bit concerning. But
Yeah.
I'm assuming that Griff remains in control.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if sometimes if I'm talking to Griff or maybe I'm talking to Griff's wife and I don't even know Griff's wife's name. But it's just something I thought about. It was after I became possessed.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I've never thought too hard about it. Something to watch for. But I know that Asphalt knows his wife's name. I sort of remember. I think it starts with an M or something. Mana, maybe? Mana?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll ask her sometime. But right now, Asphalt's kind of in leadership intense mode and wanna like mess that up. But thanks, Oren.
Yes. Anytime, of course. And again, we'll do our best not to engage the elves, and hopefully that'll be just enough to not actually annoy them too much.
I'd like to think that Griff is getting the pack animals ready and Asphalt's there. And it's like, despite the fact we all agree that this is probably our best chance of getting enough wood, I still don't like the idea that we might be antagonizing the elves, especially this close to raiding season.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I don't know. You've been here a little bit longer than me, so maybe you're more used to it, but all of this, I mean, I'm still wrapping my head around going out and getting all these supplies and expecting to be here again next season. I mean, I don't know how it was for you, but my family, when we were up north, we moved around too much. We just took what we needed and moved on. And it's so confusing, trying to maintain relationships with all these communities around you. I mean, I guess it's not what I'm used to,
I'm much the same. Before we were taken from our clan, I was just one of the people that stayed within the tribe. We didn't go out fighting monsters or anything. Granted, I think the most that Mana even did was work with the soldiers at the prison.
The prison?
The prison.
In the mountains?
Yeah.
Wow.
She knew a lot of the others that work there.
I've heard stories. It's really rough up there. There are so many. It's just really harsh. I don't know that you probably don't want to get into it.
She never really talked about what it was like, but I knew that it was rough. Seeing the people there, seeing the things they did.
Is she here right now?
She's always here.
Is that like in a hippie way, or like you can see her right now?
Well, I can't always see her, but I can feel her presence.
Does she come out when you're about to get hurt?
Sometimes. I think it has to do with being able to take advantage of energy, of the ebb and flow of it. You know how sometimes when you're in the heat of battle, your adrenaline is pumping and you feel like you could do something beyond your means.
Yeah.
I feel like it's similar to that. That sometimes in the heat of battle, she's able to grasp a bit of my life force to make herself corporeal.
Well, my old teacher always used to say that magic was a science people didn't understand yet. And science was just nature that people thought they could control. You know? I guess I'm saying Mana seems really smart.
Well, she was definitely the brains of our marriage. That's for sure.
Do you want me to hit you so she could come and see you?
It's funny because there's this subtle feeling in the back of my mind that she's laughing.
Oh, well, that's cool. Asphalt gives you a big hug.
Oh. Kind of
You
like
close
your
your
real
eyes.
one-armed hug, too.
If you close your eyes, you can just imagine that I'm her.
I'm choking up, okay? I could,
Glad you're here, Grip.
but you're definitely shorter than she was.
Oh, hey! I'm exactly as tall as I'm supposed to be.
I know you are.
I'm really glad you're here, though. This place is kind of all new to me, and I know we don't really know each other from back home, but it kind of feels a little bit like, more like home when you're around, you know?
I feel the same. Well, these mules aren't going to hitch themselves.
Yeah, you're right. Back to work.
Anything else? All right. In that case, go ahead and process. So we'll first do the checks and tell me kind of how you're all doing this. It could be the same people, but it is the animal handling, the charisma, and the perception.
Asphalt got a 14 for, or well, maybe I'll shut up. Maybe you should call for.
So we'll start with charisma. Leading.
I got a 12. I got a 20.
Okay. So that's the leading. So we'll go to the animal handling.
14.
Ooh, okay. Tiny is going to try something. Tiny is going to use her speak to animals spell and try to gain the favor of the animals by talking to them and encouraging them and just kind of seeing if she can motivate them to help out.
I'll give you advantage on your roll then.
Oh, sorry.
What'd you get?
I'm rolling. Hold on.
Gosh darn it, people like you. It's fine, animal.
It's a 20 again.
20. Okay. So then we need our perception checks.
I got a 14.
I got a 19.
I got a 23.
23. Okay. Very good. So you find yourselves then. So you're in the air and you're taking down the wood, doing everything that you know to do. And that, of course, is when there is this subtle rustling in the foliage. And Bjorg, you spot eyes in the trees, watching. But something's wrong. Before you're able to act, arrows burst from the tree line, whistling with blood freezing speed. In an instant, a dozen Ragvalins have fallen dead. Pain lances through your body and all of yours. The iron smell of blood fills the air. But the trees are silent. Each of you would take 21 piercing damage.
Quick question first. Did we have a long rest prior to this?
Yes.
Okay.
What do y'all want to do? You all have arrows sticking out of you various places.
Griff, are you okay? Griff!
I snap off one of the ends of one of the arrows. And I just shout out defensive positions.
I would like to, from the area where they're focusing their fire, I'd like to just put a 60-foot wide sphere of fog between us and them.
Okay. Fog.
Yeah.
You feel fairly covered.
How many of them are there?
You don't see anyone.
I'm gonna grab like the closest fallen person and spare the dying on one of them.
Okay. They're dead.
We should probably retreat.
Yeah, I think I'd like to sort of to try and cover our retreat. I'm going to launch 3 scorching rays into the forest where they fired from.
Okay. So this is really to prevent. So give me your spellcasting modifier. Well, give me an attack roll, but this isn't necessarily to cause damage so much as to prevent them from firing, right? So this is to aid your running away.
22.
Okay, so
I need 3 because it's 3 different rays.
okay, 22 is good for this.
Okay.
I feel like I would urge us for a stealthy retreat with like a pass without trace type thing.
So, do you have it?
I do.
Okay.
Since we have the fog up and since they have a distraction, we might can slip out of here.
Everyone else can speak up here, please.
Oh.
Characters.
Corgana's gonna try and get what they can between bodies and supplies loaded up, so that way it can be taken out and it's not for nothing.
At this point, his is probably just panicking and
worrying about his own self, trying to dodge and weave and escape.
Asphalt, I think, just doesn't know what to do. Tiny is speaking up, and Asphalt's just doing what Tiny says.
Bjork, seeing Asphalt flustered, goes over to Asphalt. Asphalt, use your ground movement to help us get out of here.
What do you mean?
Well, can't you shift where they are? That maybe it will cause them to lose balance, or if they're in the trees, shake the trees and make them lose their balance there.
I could try, but if I can't see him, I don't know if it'll do anything.
Just go in the area where we know the shots came from.
Sure. Okay. Having orders from Bjork. Asphalt. Let's see. I actually think Asphalt, if you would let me use my maneuver this way, I actually think Asphalt is going to go a little bit away from the party and shake the trees in a direction that we are not running to make it look like we are fleeing the forest in a different way.
Okay.
It says I have to target a creature.
So what
but
are
I'm
you
using
using?
Alter the board. It's a maneuver, which means I can
Okay.
move the ground that things are standing on.
Hmm.
And it does
I like
say
what you're doing. Yeah.
a creature, but yeah, okay.
This is just perfect. So you move, and it feels like as you watch, it seems like the sound of many fleeing, running away goes another direction. Okay, so I'll give everyone stealth with advantage plus pass without trace. It is a high DC unless you want to sacrifice all your pack animals and leave them behind. But if you're trying to take everybody with you, which is what I'm assuming, you have pass without
Yeah.
trace, so you can hit high DCs. I'm just saying it is a little higher.
We need those animals,
Cool.
don't we?
Yeah, we do. And I don't think Tiny would ever leave animals.
Cool. You can roll with the plus 10 with advantage.
Nice. Asphalt got a 29.
Bjork rolled 2 1s.
Oh,
No.
not Bjork! No!
Do you want to think about the time you wanted you and Corgana had
Yeah,
a discussion?
I think
or
you
anything?
do.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll think back to a conversation that Corgana and I had where we were talking about how he came to be here, or how I came to be here, actually. I would relay to him that I was on a quest for my former clan, and I explained to him that I felt like I never really fit in there because it was the clan that was more focused on magic. And I, of course, had none. I was, however, good at history and religion, so I end up being like an archaeologist and would have to go find different artifacts. And I'm not sure how Corgana relates to that.
You're muted, Donald.
Yep. Corgana, at the mention of religion, you just see like this scowl and furrow of their brow, saying nothing. But you can get the feel that they're a little bit angry at religion.
I'm not saying that I have religion. I'm just saying I remember a lot about religious history and how the history relates to the artifacts that potentially I can find or have heard of. And I was explaining to him how I was trying to get into this one area where there were lots of people and how I was having a difficult time trying to find a sneaky way around. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. I think we have an animal in our backyard and our cat's freaking out.
Uh-oh.
And he reminded me that what I needed to do for any future endeavors is focus on the situation and think logically through it.
That is a very Corgana thing to do.
So that's what I remember.
Okay, so you're in this moment of panic. I think you find yourself making the mistakes, about to take steps, about to move, realizing that you're going to run into potentially enemy hands, and you breathe and roll one more time.
Another nat one.
Don't put that out there, Jackie.
Was that still an advantage or just a straight roll?
It would be just a reroll of a die.
Okay, so I got an 18.
28.
Nice.
That's what you got.
Oh, okay.
Because a plus 10.
With a plus 10, I got 33.
Okay. Very good. I think that's everyone. So
Not me.
Then what'd you get?
Well, hold on. I was waiting for the story to end.
What was that?
32.
I also got a 29.
Okay. All right. So, pulling the animals and having them, at least at first, drag the dead. You push out of the sheltering wood. In the cover of fog, quietly. As you finally pierce the edge into Ragval, you can see the villagers stop. The hammers quiet. The chopping of of wood and all the sounds just come to a halt as they see your bloodied forms and see the dead. It's a young orc child who breaks down to tears first, coming, running away as their father chases them, shouting for their mother, finding them among the dead. And then there's others. And the wailing throughout Ragval is how this week ends. I'll let you all RP the processing here. I do just want to make sure we note you did get 400 pounds of lumber at this terrible cost. And we can already do this to be as much or as little as anybody wants.
Ooh. Asphalt.
Yeah, Tiny.
I'll take the blame.
Blame? Blame for what?
For the casualties.
Tiny, what are you talking about?
Well, people are going to ask questions, right? And we.
And we're gonna tell them the truth. You didn't do anything wrong.
I know. I'm just worried.
Yeah. Good people worry, Tiny.
Because, I mean, the plan was good, is what I mean. It was a good plan. It just. They were real angry. I had a feeling they might be. I didn't know they'd be that angry. I thought they'd just, maybe target me or one of us or.
It's weird. Feeling like I know why our people did what we did. And I actually think I'd understand if we did it again. But I also don't blame the elves, I also get why they did what they did.
Yeah, I do too. But I think we might have started a war.
Where's this conversation happening?
Probably just within the group here. I don't
Okay.
think unless Asphalt. Okay.
Why do you think it's a war? They did exactly as they promised. They know they're vulnerable out and about. And while I don't blame them, it doesn't make it easy to convince people to be friends when times get tough on their end. Because eventually it will happen. And there doesn't seem to be a willingness to talk eye to eye, unless it's one eyeball for one eyeball. But, Tiny, you need to stop blaming yourself. You're not at fault for everything or anything. You're doing the best that you can.
It's not that easy. I mean, I know what you're saying is true, but at the same time, I mean, when I came to, and she was on the ground, and the way you all kind of looked at me, and I for a second thought maybe I had done it.
Tiny, you need to stop beating yourself up. If you think that what you've done is unforgivable, let me start here. I forgive you, Tiny. I forgive you. There's been much worse done in the world. And through conscious efforts by others. Stop beating yourself up.
I know, but there's the part of it. Think of it like this: what if it had all been reversed, right? And we came across someone who had killed Asphalt, right? And would we be able to separate that?
I think it depends on the circumstances. If they were yours, I think we would all hurt. But I think, and he looks to Asphalt, I think Asphalt would want us to find peace and understanding and some semblance of compassion for this person.
Yeah. I mean, you could still cry about it. Like, if I died, you could cry. But, like, yeah.
So,
There's no buts here, Tiny. No making a martyr of yourself. No noble sacrifices. If you're dead, you're dead. But stop putting this supposed guilt on your plate that's not yours to bear. And if you do, that's your choice going on from here on out. And I won't pity you at that point. That's your choice. But you get to make that choice here and now.
And also, Tiny, even if when we met with the elves, bringing the body of their leader back to them, if we just gave you over as Wegild, an eye for an eye, they still would be mad at us. It still wouldn't have mattered if we came into their woods and took wood again. This probably would have still happened. And if we give you over again and say it's all your fault, it's not going to change that they still are going to be aggressive towards us. It's not going to bring the people back.
I don't want to focus on me. I'm thinking about the clan right now and like all those people who died.
And again, Tiny, you have nothing to feel guilty about. This is not your fault. And if you remember correctly, I did point out to the elves that being closed-minded is more of a detriment to them than to us. Because if they keep themselves closed off to everybody, they surely will disappear. They need to be more understanding of situations like this. Because again, I would hope that were the situation reversed and it was one of them possessed and killing our chief, that we'd be a little bit more open-minded to the fact that those types of things happen and it was not done on purpose by that person, that we would be able to move past that and forge a relationship with them. They're the ones that need to stop being so biased against everyone and learn how to live in this world with everyone. I know that's not an easy thing to do. I don't know their history, but people need to change as times change, because things are forever changing. And if you can't learn to change with what is going on, then again, they will disappear. And that will be on them, not you, not Gorgana, not Griff, not Orin, not Asphalt, not Hist, not myself, or anyone in the clan. That will be on them. If that's the way they choose to live and want to shield themselves away from everything and everyone, then that's their issue, not ours. And you should not feel guilty for how they choose to live and treat people. And that would be, in my opinion, this is my opinion, very close-minded of them. And that's what they are being. They are not understanding, as we all need to be in the circumstances that we live in, because this is a tough place to live.
Did anyone recognize that child?
One who lost her mom?
Yeah.
Matt, did any of us recognize that child who lost their mom?
You would have known them. Here is Solvig.
Sylvic. Their father's name.
The father who ran after them was Eric. Eric.
Erlich.
And
Okay.
the mother that died was Freya.
Yeah. Erlich. I wouldn't mind us talking to Erlich.
Okay, I'll go with you, Tiny. And can I just add one more thing? I know you're saying you're thinking about the clan. And I know maybe on paper some of the last couple of things don't look so good, but you've saved my life. You did. When we were in that cave and all those druidic warnings, you were the first one to come and help me. And just now in the ambush, you're the reason we saved all the pack animals. You were actually instrumental in ending the feud that could have torn this clan in half. Tiny, your benefits far, far outweigh any mistakes. You are good for the clan. Okay? So don't forget. Anyway.
I'll try not to.
Yeah, okay, good. Now, after we could go talk to the people or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, this will be the whole group if it needs to be. But I mean, everyone's there out. People are preparing the dead. And you can see Eric there.
Yeah.
We all need to remember that they knew the risks. They made a sacrifice for the clan. We need to honor that sacrifice. Not be choosing who to blame. This is a harsh place that we live. And sometimes the way to live is to take things that maybe are not right. This is not necessarily a land so full of laws. Sometimes we make alliances. Sometimes those alliances fail. The resources are what we need to survive. And that survival is our clan first. And sometimes that's hard to swallow. But we are here to see our clan thrive.
Yeah. I think I'm just not used to this, but I'm kind of getting used to this. You know, I'm used to, you know, if something goes wrong, I should take the blame for it.
You need to get used to people dying, Tiny. It's going to happen in summer, too. There's going to be a lot of it. There'll be new faces, and faces that you remember will be gone, too, regardless of how successful we are. Raids are not child's play. But they'll get what we need. So get used to it. And with that, Corgana's gonna get up and find people who are in mourning that don't have children involved to talk and help out with.
All right. Yeah, there's some. So you busy yourself. You approach Eric and Solveig here. There. I would say at this point, unless you want to go in the middle of this, the general like shock of and the outburst has calmed a bit. As now there's the busying themselves of the duty of breaking off arrows, separating the dead, even separating arms too, so that they can go to those who've lived for raiding. What would you like to do?
I think Tiny had wanted to go over. She would immediately walk up to Sylvig and hug him.
Okay. You can still, it's still appropriate because they're still taking care of it.
Yeah.
So, so you hug Sylvig. And...
Sylvig, your mother was very brave and wanted more than anything to help our clan. I'm sorry that you are experiencing this today. I thought I would share something with you. I didn't grow up with my actual parents, but I do believe one of them was an orc. And at my old clan, I was oftentimes told of the bravery of orcs, and that we are a strong, good people who are very, very headstrong and oftentimes look to help others even at our own detriment. I just want you to know, as a fellow orc, or half orc myself, that I am happy to talk to you about these things if you ever want someone to talk to. I'll try to stop in here and there and just check in and make sure everything is okay, because I think she would do the same thing for my friends and family. As you know, I recently lost Cole, but that's not quite the same.
Give me a persuasion check.
You. All right. Ooh, let's see. Persuasion. Okay, there we go.
Here's an inspo in chat.
There is. Might as well use it. Might as well. Okay, it's a 16.
Okay.
Not very good at persuasion.
So Sylvig here is there, and she looks at you and she looks at her father, who nods at her, and she says, "The bonds are made through death and bloodshed. We can talk if there's time in the seasons." And she then hugs you really tightly back. And says, "Mom was always proud to help you and the Hairsers." And Eric, who's been listening, looks down. "And if it meant the clan surviving, I think she would go again, even if she knew. Thank you, Hairser, for your kindness and your consideration."
I will say to Sylvig and Eric, because I followed Tiny, that I would say that anytime you need to talk, either of you, any of us would be available anytime. I just want you to know that. We are here for the clan. That means if you need to talk, somebody will listen.
Hmm.
Even if you just need a shoulder to cry on, someone will give you one.
Eric looks and goes, I appreciate that. And maybe we will, but the best talk I would like to hear, and what she'd like to hear, looking at the woman's dad, is after summer that we have what we need to survive. Those are the words that would help the pain.
Then we will keep that in mind, and I think I can speak for all of us that we will do everything in our power to be able to say those words to you.
And people being around this and seeing all of you kind of taking care and helping with this expedition you led gone wrong. Those who have survived, the ones that now lie on the ground, gather around, forming a circle. Some of you are off, the ones around you, just 2 or 3 come by, and they all start beating their chests in unison. The signal of acknowledgement of your leadership. Many thanks. So, anything else anyone wanted to do in this scene? And if not, where would we like to go from here?
We had 1,300 lumber now, is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
We need 700 more.
I feel like if we do ever go back to those woods, we're going to have to do so in a way that's more almost prepared for fighting, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it. But
There's
for
no-
now, maybe... Oh, go ahead.
Well, if we don't go back to those woods, there's no physical way for us to get the lumber we need.
Right, so we do have to. And I feel like... Well...
So
I'm not sure we'd even be able to get the lumber if we did go back.
Well, so here's a question. What if we go to a different section of the woods that's maybe further from where we know they are? I'm not saying they wouldn't find us. But if we're in a different section, like maybe further away from them, it would take longer for them to potentially find us, and we could get some more of what we need.
We could send decoy routes, send people close to different areas, then have them turn back before they get too close, before they enter the territory.
How many weapons are being made right now?
No one was being made, really. The weapons are in shipping.
Well, go ahead.
But I'm just curious that if we try going farther, then that would probably add travel. And we have, what, 2 weeks left?
Yeah.
So,
And we have done, like, I feel like mechanically our rolls have really made us suffer on these. I mean, third time's a charm, right?
but I mean, we got the maximum number of lumber we could last time. There was just a
Oh.
consequence. There was a
Okay.
cost. Yeah, because we got 400
Misunderstood.
pounds last time.
Yeah, the thing
Just
here
the
is
max you
just
can get.
you they had told you not to go in,
Mm-hmm.
and so there was
Mm.
they were gonna.
Going the other route is no longer an option because we've spent the gold.
We have 130 gold left, so if we can scrounge up 70, then we can get the maximum amount.
Which is
So-
200.
Yes.
Yes.
200 would be the max, which would not, again, we wouldn't hit it.
Hmm.
And then we would
Yeah.
absolutely have to, on the last run, if we go back to the elves, we would have to get the maximum amount.
Yeah, you need 2 max runs to complete your thing now.
Yeah, because even if we got the maximum, 400 plus 200 is 6, and we need 7.
Yes.
But the question is there any other place to even get lumber? And if there's not, then we're going to have to go there at some
Yeah.
point.
Essentially, those are your 2 options. I think in the character, I think Bjorg is sort of like, in other words, it sounds like we would do some type of check to see if you could find something that's maybe a little more inconspicuous, and maybe we would do that, which might actually raise what you need, because you would probably have to do it in several locations as opposed to the easiest route. But that's okay if that's how you want to go.
I hate to be the person to try to put value on lives, right? But I mean, if we lose more people, we'll come to a point where having an extra longship, what does it mean if we have no one to sail it? So another
Are you
option is just we don't do the ships.
Oh, I thought you were saying we just do one more because we won't have the people after that one more.
Well, I don't know. I mean, ideally we would lose nobody else. But say we did, our numbers keep going down and down.
But we have to have ships, right? I mean, without ships, we're landlocked here. We're just waiting ducks to be slaughtered.
To be clear, you have ships.
Oh, we do have ships.
These are
so
for extra ships.
extra ships. Okay.
The
Right.
same with the weapons.
The
This was
extra
to
ships.
further arm or further do what you need to do, which potentially translates into less casualties during summer, right? That's sort of the way it works.
Gotcha.
This
Well.
is a game where only hard choices exist.
Yep. All right. So, what's everybody thinking? Let's all put it all out there.
I
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I already said my thoughts.
To Asphalt, the clan is why we're doing it, and the clan people are dying. So Asphalt says we don't do any more ships.
I say that if we are going to continue pursuing getting wood, we don't go back to the easy route. Because we've already lost a group of people, and Griff doesn't want to put any more in harm's way.
Well, can you clarify what the easy route is?
So that would be us doing harder, like a harder DC, like by getting it from different
Got it.
places.
So you're with Bjork.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Has anyone tried negotiating with Alvis that we pay them on interest after raiding season is over? So we can get what we need now?
don't believe Alvis is here. Is Alvis still in the woods?
Elvis has left the building. No. So, so I would say this: the general sorrow here is uplifted somewhat as Elvis returns with Grando Grindel's daughter. Which Garganos was someone who had succumbed to lycanthropy and has spent the last month training to control it.
Ah. You said his name was Grundle.
It's a woman, but Grondel.
Grondel. Okay, thank you.
She runs the meadery, so the meadery is open again. Or could be.
So a Grindel's daughter.
So I guess my thought is this. I'm not opposed to trying the harder way. However, we basically had to get a total of 60 to get to 400. At least that's what it seemed like.
It's like 57 or something, yeah.
So if that difficulty increases. So I guess my answer is, unfortunately, risk lives. And go the easy way.
That's kind of also where I'm at, is like his being just more having a lot of attachment, or being a bit more logical about it, is thinking that getting it's going to be more worthwhile than the amount of life lost getting it.
Oh. We could just earn the enmity full outright instead of playing cat and mouse. We could set another area of the forest ablaze. That will certainly garner attention, and most likely, should we be the ones to be found for blame, they're going to blame somebody for it. Making friends in the long term won't, but in the short term, if we do it right, would likely keep them busy from trying to find other areas if it causes enough of a nuisance.
Well, stakes are really high, and I want to make sure we exhaust every other option. So, Alvis just got back in town, Corcana. If you did want to go talk to him.
Sure. I don't know what all of the arrangements have been up to this point, so either some company or some assistance would be appreciative.
I could definitely come with you. I don't know if we should all go. Yeah? No?
Probably.
Okay.
Yes, there's a wonderful fire starter, though, it seems. So I will take whoever I can, or whoever wants to go to see Alvis.
Is that Hist's new nickname, Firestarter?
Cold fire starter.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay to go. I mean, mechanically, that doesn't like take a week, right? Like, what are we
No,
looking at?
just talking to them right now is not going to be a problem.
Okay.
No, this is all can be done. That's easy enough. So, approaching. You can approach him fairly. I mean, Gondal has been reunited, and a few people have been talking to Alvis, who sees you and kind of does a slight bow. A very sad day. Sorry, a very sad day to return to. Sorry you had to lose people.
It is part of the way of life, is it not?
Hmm.
But it raises concerns about how much more blood must be spent for wood. And the season's coming. You live here, you live amongst us to an extent, and we would like to continue relationships, but how long or if we can survive without a prosperous summer is debatable. Unfortunately, coin, given everything, is in short supply for the immediacy. But provided a good rating summer, that might be a different story. Your assistance in this would be appreciative if we could come to an agreement on payment post-summer rates. After all, we wouldn't want to see your training with Gondol or the wounds that Sylvig just had happen go without a proper recompense for their suffering.
I understand. There might be something. Coming back here, I've heard rumors of something one of the elk hunters saw. It's I'm actually in a place where I could use your help. As embarrassing as that is. One of the hunters saw... Go ahead.
We're all clanmates, so it's not embarrassment to ask for help of each other.
I am not of your clan. I am no Valikan. But... one of the hunters saw a strange dwarf statue in the wood. If it's what I think it is, it could spell danger. If you check it out and report back to me what you see. This wood that you need, I will let you take enough to fill what you have. Should you come with the information that is needed.
You just want information and not it removed if it is a danger?
It depends what it is.
If it truly is a danger, would you like it removed?
Yes. If, well, kind of, he waits here. What I want, if it's what I think it is, it would be deadly to remove it. If you bring me the remains, then I would consider that payment for the wood and give it to you. However, The information is enough for me to accept your delayed payment and give you what you need.
I look over to Asphalt. Does that seem fair in your books?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then I think we have an accord. If you would provide that information to us. But I also do have some other questions for you, if you don't mind.
Sure. I would talk to Sakari. He was the hunter who saw the statue.
Thank you, Alvis. Your training with Gondal. Do you have... Where did you learn to train in that regard?
Yeah, it's not about what I learned. It's about... Let's just say I know some people. There are those who... They are druids who've learned to live with lycanthropy. Who've been able to master it. And there's many a tale of it as well. When we found them, they were able to help her.
It's good to know people.
Sorry, time out just a second. Donald, just so you know, we helped her find this druid, and we all agreed we would not talk about it to anybody. We swore not to tell anybody about it. So just FYI.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, time back in.
I very much appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you for helping with a number of matters around here, Alvis. These are hard times, and you've been very fair, so... Well, I hope to be able to do something special for you for the next time we meet.
Well, it is what it is. So, kind of nods. And very much seems like someone who's trying not to form a connection despite himself. I don't want to bond.
And while he's still seated there, Korgana's gonna get up. Thank you. And then pull Asphalt and whoever else came, I don't know who else came, to the side.
As we're being pulled to the side, Asphalt leaves a little rock in the shape, actually a rock with a little smiley face on it, like carved into it. Thanks, Elvis! Until next time!
And how precious.
Hey, Asphalt. Well, the fancy bear cloak and skull is very... something I'm considering that I would love to wear, and when we still figure out a proper home for it. We have a bunch of other pelts that seem to be up that might be... If we gave those back, and with some information about where we found it so that they could also be returned to those who could use it, that might build up some favor. But I didn't want to just magically just put that out there for discussion without considering what everyone else had, other people might have had uses for that or with the tribe. But figured at least letting some closure or return to people that they came from might, instead of being trophies, might be warranted. At the same time, they probably make good cloaks for the winter.
That actually does sound pretty cool of you. This feels more like Tiny's department. Maybe we should ask Tiny. Did Tiny come in with us?
Oh yeah, Tiny's been wearing the bear cloak since she found it. Just so you know.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Fair enough.
when I said like it looked ridiculous on her because it's so oversized,
like,
it's
"She
almost
took
like this
it."
bobbing
Okay.
bear head on her.
Okay, well then, good to know.
So I think we should ask Tiny.
Yes. Tiny.
She leans her head up so she can see. Yes.
Those wear pelts, beyond the majestic one that you're wearing, that you seem rather fond of it.
Well, I was going to try to weave it to, make it look nicer. But yeah. It's very warm.
Yes, well, that warmth might come useful in the winter, but Alvis is doing us a bit of a favor and did one with Gondol for us. Maybe what are your thoughts on giving them the other pelts that we found so they could be returned to kin or therefore instead of being a trophy? I acknowledge the fact that they might be wonderful in the winter, but just a thought for someone who's doing us a solid, as it were.
Yeah, I wasn't going to use them as trophies. I was actually going to try to weave them together and make nice dresses and stuff for everybody. And but we could give them to him.
Also, just for the sake of saying so, is Alice really doing us a solid, or is it more like a trade?
I mean, he doesn't have to. And certainly the situation has pulled at his better nature, I believe. But he, instead of hiking up the price for delayed payment, is keeping it the same and just the promises that we will pay it come the winter. Or if you feel
That
more
is not
comfortable.
all. He has asked us to do something in return. What we are doing for him is partial payment for our delaying. It is not directly him doing something nice. As Asphalt has indicated, we are trading a service for a service.
Oh, then, and the situation with our fellow tribesmen?
I do think Gondol was just a solid, but we swore to keep it a secret, and that kind of could have been a trade.
No, we traded something for that.
Oh, okay, cool.
We offered to protect his woods, and we didn't do anything to his woods while he was gone, except for honored the payment that was arranged between him. Remember, for him going, there was something we did too. So there has been
Coming back to me.
It's been a tit for tat with him so far, which is
So
also like he's not trying to get close to people.
So you're proposing then that we exchange the pelts for coin or a monetary value?
I don't mind we can hand him the pelts. I just wanted to be very clear that there is no he's doing us a solid. We asked a favor of him. He offered something in payment of, instead of him doing a favor, he offers us an opportunity to provide payment for that service.
If you add,
it's all to be like, hey, take all the wood you need. Don't worry about it.
What, Tiny Tusk?
Oh, I was just gonna say if you add heat to a solid, it becomes a liquid.
I had to think about that so hard. Like how that related at all. Okay, got it.
Yes, but if you have too much of a liquid, then you have gas and...
Yes, but then gas could become a liquid through condensation.
Don't forget about plasma.
I'll remind you both of that the next time that we're snuggling in the middle of the woods, because we're cold, and I have gas. That both of these principles apply.
Thankfully, I have an advantage against being poisoned.
All right, so I think we're holding on to the pelts, if I understand the conversation correctly. Is that
I mean,
correct?
again, my input wasn't one way or the other with the pelts. It was just I wanted to be very clear. There's no solid here. There's an exchange of services. Now, if you'd like goodwill, I'm totally for that. Our clan has been doing very good in the goodwill department until recently.
Yeah.
We have done less violence in this Viking campaign than I thought we were going to.
It's coming.
I mean-
So what I'm hearing is that we want to go and do a great epic fight against this dwarven relic that could cause massive damage.
I'm totally afraid that it's the statue we left standing in the...
So true.
Yeah, you didn't connect those two dots.
No
I
way.
I did. So again, it's just merely while he's here, we can talk about it. We can make a business arrangement. We could use it as coin, as you said. He doesn't seem to be interested in attachment and making it a business offer would probably make him more comfortable. Or we can see if he'll be willing to take it for goodwill. I am merely trying to provide solutions here for to help the concern of loss of bloodshed.
Okay.
So what do you all want to do?
To the woods.
With the pelts.
Oh, I think we think about it later.
Okay. Well, as we're gonna have to see them later, that sounds like a very reasonable decision, Asphalt.
Let's attack the hunter first.
Yes.
Before going
Oh yeah,
to the
shit,
wood.
you're right.
Sakari,
I mean, shoot.
Do you have a
It's okay,
problem
Asphalt,
with
you can take
shit, Asphalt?
It's too mature for my young ears.
Well then, fuck Asphalt.
And we also want to hold off on the other decisions we have to make as far as weapons, armor.
Weapons
the
we
things
procured.
for 2 weeks.
We procured our weapons.
You know, well,
Or the special weapons for us, or the special armor, or
I mean, if it doesn't work out, I'm sure Corgana could remember meeting himself at some point, and we could redo that decision.
I have thought about that meeting. I have thought about that meeting already. So,
All right. I guess the woods, because that's what the chief said. So let's get all our stuff together and.
Alvis spills no.
Hunter first.
Yeah.
first.
The hunter
Let's go talk to the hunter about
about the statue in the woods.
Right.
Of a dwarf, a statue of a dwarf that's in the woods.
Very
A
cool.
bronze one at that.
All right. I think with that, we will come back to y'all talking to Sakari next week, and we will end for today. A lot of stuff. So everyone watching, thank you so much, and we'll get to
Bye, everyone.
Clans next week.
Bye.
Bye.